Hey, good evening, everybody. I hope you're having a good Sunday evening. This is Dr. Denise Dennis. Thanks so much for joining me live and on the replay. Hi, thanks for joining me. Hello. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. You are looking at a packet of cucumber seeds. I'm going to be talking about these this evening. Let me switch this camera around and we'll get started. There. Let me get, look at this all crazy looking. Okay. Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing well this evening. I'm sharing stuff with you that I actually wrote for a blog post. So I have all my notes written over here. So I hope I don't sound too much like I'm reading, but I'm reading because this is the blog post I just wrote and I want to share with you. So I bought this packet of seeds today. It's cucumber seeds. And when I was a kid, I used to always plant a vegetable garden, usually cucumbers and tomatoes. Those were like the big things that I would plant every year growing up. And I don't know what inspired me to buy these cucumber seeds. I just was in the home improvement store and saw them and I was like, I gotta get some seeds. But it then made me think about the obvious metaphor about seeds that I wanted to share with you tonight. So I think seeds and planting seeds are a perfect metaphor for goal accomplishment. And that is because when we have a goal, we have a tendency to, well, some people, not saying you in particular, but some people have a tendency to try to, they take the seeds, they want to throw them in the ground and they want bang it to grow up like Jack's beanstalk, and just overnight there's a beanstalk up to the sky. And that's not how cucumbers work. That's not how goals work. Goals take time. And we know they take time. And that's one of the key things I wanted to remind you tonight, that goals take time. Goals also need to have a deadline. So these seeds, it actually tells you right on the packet that these seeds will take 53 days to harvest. Now, when you're thinking about your own goals, how many days are you giving yourself? How many months, how many years are you giving yourself to harvest that goal that you're setting for yourself? Think about it. You really, and I mention this frequently on my scopes, that if you're going to have a goal, that goal needs to have a deadline for when you're planning on harvesting it. So have that deadline in mind. I also want to stress the fact that we reap what we sow. We reap what we sow. That is so important. That means obviously that we harvest what we plant. So if I'm planting cucumbers, I should not expect tomatoes to come up. If you're planting deceit, then you should not expect trusting relationships with clients to come up. If you're planting, I can't plant hiding behind my computer screen and expect to have good relationships with people. So what we plant is what we reap, and we can't expect something new to come up if that's not what we planted. So keep that in mind. The other thing that's important is that we need to know when to plant. So these cucumber seeds, anytime I don't know if you've planted before, but anytime you buy a packet of seeds, it actually has on it a little map of the United States, and it's broken down by zones. So I can see that for my area here in New Jersey, these seeds need to be planted late May to June. That is the right time to plant these seeds. If I plant them too early, the ground is too cold, the seeds are not gonna grow. If I wait too late in the summer to plant these seeds, it's going to be too hot and the little seedlings are just going to dry up. So there is a right time, a right season to plant these seeds, and there is a right time for you to pursue your goals. Now, I do a lot of work with people that have side businesses. In other words, people that you have a full-time job and then you're growing your business on the side. And that's primarily what I do with my coaching, is help people in those situations. And so many people get that bug in their ear where they're just like, I want to quit my job today. They're just they hate that job. They're ready to get the heck out of there. but it's not the right season, meaning they don't have some systems and structures set up. They're just not ready to quit that job and do their business full time. So what they need to do is the same thing we're going to do with these seeds. The right time for these seeds is late May, early June. But what I'm likely going to do is probably the end of April, beginning of May. I'm going to plant these seeds inside. I'm going to go way old school and get one of the paper egg cartons and put a little dirt in there and put a couple seeds in each one of the little egg carton, egg holders, and grow the seeds that way inside. And then when the time is right, when it's the right season, I'll move them outside. Same thing I would tell my client is that it's not your season yet. This is the time to do that inside work. And that inside work means the work on your business. Make sure all your systems are set up. Make sure your structures are set up. Make sure you understand the accounting side, and all the various pieces. Do the inside work, meaning the mental work. Make sure that you have the right mindset to be an entrepreneur. And then when the time is right, then feel free to make that call, send that fax, send that email, do that whole production number of quitting that job, but not until the season is right. The other thing I want you to remember is I can't just throw these seeds on the ground and walk away. I have to cultivate the soil around these seeds. So what does that mean? I need to till it. I need to remove the stray rocks around it. I need to make sure I fertilize it. I need to make sure I water it. And you have to do the same thing for your goals. As you're pursuing your goals, you want to make sure that you cultivate them. If you say that you want to be a public speaker, then maybe you need to join Toastmasters so that you learn some tips and tricks about the best way to speak in front of a crowd. If you say that you want to gain more business contacts, then maybe you need to put together a better business card that clearly articulates what it is that you do. If you're saying that you want to have more control of your finances, maybe you need to start working with a financial planner now. If you're saying that you want to make a transformation in some area of your life. Oh, Toastmasters is a club, a public speaking club. So you go and you practice giving speeches in front of an audience, and they give you feedback and they tell you what you need to do to improve your speaking. And they're all over the place. So if you just Google, we love Google. Just Google Toastmasters and you should find one near you. Yeah, it's great. And if you don't see one near you, then you can also find out how to start one near you. What was I saying? Oh, that if you want to make a transformation in your life, whether it's in your business life or personal life, then you need to find a coach to work with who can be a partner with you as you're pursuing that goal. The other thing that you need to do, if we're planting these cucumber seeds, the other thing that I need to do is I'm going to have to get out there and I'm going to have to weed. And what is weeding? Why is weeding important? If you don't weed, then what happens is the weeds, first of all, they take all the nutrients out of the soil and starve the seeds. And then the other thing that they do is that as the roots grow, they basically grow around your seedlings and they start strangling the plants that you actually really do want to grow. Do I need to make it clear what the obvious comparison is? We sometimes surround ourselves with people who are the weeds in our life and things that are the weeds in our life. So do you have people, things, thoughts around you that are the weeds in your life that you need to pull and that you need to remove? Maybe you have those people who are saying, that idea is not going to work. There's no way that you can do that. You tried that once before and you failed. Remember that time that you had that Mary Kay party? Remember that time you had that other business that you started? Remember that time? Remember. And they're so busy pulling you back and pulling you down that they are not, and they're not lifting you up. So you need to remove those people from your life. And that may mean that you literally remove those people from your life and you stop dealing with those people, or you develop the habit of just the smile and nod and keep on moving. That you learn to turn off your what they're saying and just ignore them. Just get into the habit of ignoring them. But a little more difficult to ignore are the weeds that are growing up in here. So are you having limiting beliefs that are holding you back, that are the weeds that are growing inside your own head? Those doubts that we have, that fear of failure that we have, those have to be pulled also in order for you to have the mindset to pursue your goals. So both of those kinds of weeds need to be removed, because otherwise they're just choking the life out of your goals, out of your dreams. So if you have removed the weeds and cultivated the soil, and if you've chosen the right season and the time is right, then your goal is going to grow. Now, and keep this in mind though, just like I'm going to plant these seeds, and they're not going to spring up immediately. I'm going to plant them, and then I'm not going to see anything. And for a while, I'm going to, because I still remember this feeling from a kid. For a while, it's like, they're not working. They're dead. It's not growing. And then just all of a sudden, one day, you see that little tiny shoot come up. We have to remember that part about the goals taking time and that they are growing, even though we might not see anything yet. But it's our consistent action that's going to allow them to continue to grow and to develop. All right, so once you see that first little shoot, you know that you're on your way. All right, that's the main thing I wanted to share with you tonight. I also wanted to give you something. Like I said, I am a life leadership and business coach. Those of you just hopping on, I'm Dr. Denise Dennis, and I have created a list of 21 powerful questions that will help you as you start to make any sort of transformation, whether it's life or business. And I wanted to give that to you. And to get that, you just go to 21powerfulquestions.com. See it? Just go to 21powerfulquestions.com, and you will get, hopefully you can see that clearly, you'll get that list of questions. It's also a great way for us to stay in touch. If you would like to connect with me, I'm at Dr. Denise Dennis at just about any social media platform, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Periscope, obviously, all of those. So I look forward to continuing to connect with you, and I will talk to you all next time. Have a great evening.